Welcome into Manheim Central High School as we are bringing you live coverage of LL League softball today. Thanks for joining us. A beautiful day for some action, and we are at a full count to the first batter of the game, who is in there fighting hard for the Elco Raiders. Gabby Smith, shortstop for Elco, facing off against starting pitcher Riley Hostetter for the Lady Barons. 2 outs. Mrs. Lowen inside here to Chloe Shirk, the catcher today for Elco. So now a chance, Amanda, for Manheim to work out of here. And as a pitcher, now you're starting to feel a little bit of relief, a chance to get out of this inning.
Yeah, the field hasn't really had to do much work yet.
Wow, nice drive to center, and it's snagged. What a play. Morgan Wisniewski was right there. That was struck well, but Manheim Central gets out of the jam. It's all zeros as the Lady Barons come to bat.
Off speed.
That one in the zone, driven to center field. Center fielder does scoop it. Boy, if that gets past her, who knows the speed eroding that she could have made it around the bases here, at least the third. A leadoff single for Lady Barons.
Really good contact from the two.
Well, it did kind of find its way in the zone, as we were wondering, and she was able to drive it, which is nice. That's what you want out of your leadoff hitter, right? Want her to get on base and
happened, but also moving the balls around and pitching in spots where they can't square it up.
Cranked through the left side. Runners will advance here, and Hostetter will find herself on second. Great contact. See it again here, right past the third baseman, and just like that, first two batters are on base. And they'll make a change for the pitcher for Hostetter. They'll bring in Lauren Smith to courtesy run. Again, another pitcher there that can really hit. 2 strikeouts now, so 2 outs in the inning. Still those runners on second and third. Ground ball to first is gobbled up by Hassler. So 2 runners get on, none come home. It is still 0-0 here in Manheim. Middle of the lineup here, and it'll be pitcher Peyton Bryan for Elco, swinging first pitch. And scooped up nicely by Emily Roding over at shortstop. She makes the play. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and that'll certainly help out Manheim Central and Hostetter.
Hostetter threw a changeup there on first pitch, which is a really good choice for whoever's calling pitches, whether it's the catcher or the coach. But sometimes as a batter, you let the first pitch go, but Brian really jumped on that one.
Elco started the season 5-0 here, so a good start for them. That one is hit to the second baseman. Couldn't make the play. And the runner is still going and thrown out. I didn't see what happened there. Thought she would just run to first. And Manheim Central gets bailed out there. So 3 up, 3 down. And the defense stays awake for Manheim Central. It's still zeros here. We'll head to the bottom of the second on Blue Ridge 11. Another strikeout there for Peyton Bryan. So that's 4 in the game as she gets Paige Garner looking. And as she's really bringing the heat here, next batter in Morgan Wisniewski swings through. And there's some heat coming down there. These young ladies are looking up, trying to get the bat around. And it's already in the glove. That one is called strike as well. Seems like this umpire has a little bit bigger of a zone. And ahead 0-2 here for Bryan.
As a pitcher, that's always nice. As hitters, it's not as nice.
Exactly. That one's upstairs and swung through as well. So 3 strikeouts in a row for Peyton Bryan. She is cruising, and it is still locked at 0 as well. That one is peppered out of play. Of course, if you know anything about this Manheim Central field, you don't want to park your car anywhere near the field because these foul balls will find your car. So a lot of brave souls here parking their cars down the line. That's a strikeout, did not get a piece of it, and they cannot throw her out at first in time. I thought maybe she had fouled that off, but behind the plate said it was a strikeout. So despite the strikeout, she will reach first. And that's an unlucky play for Manheim Central.
Very quick hands.
That one is smoked through the left side and fielded by the left fielder. So quickly got that back in to keep the runners from advancing, but 2 runners on now. Twice now for Smith, she's reached base. She does have those quick hands, as you just said. And that is the first hit of the game, by the way, given up by Hostetter. Full count. Walked her. So now the bases are loaded here.
Her hands were in really, really well. So if she throws inside, she might be able to drive it. If you stay outside, I think that's a safer bet.
Ball in the dirt. That's ball 4. And 1 run will come in. The first run of the game will trot home in Abby Ruth. So Elco takes the lead. That's back-to-back walks. See it again. They were just a little too downstairs. 1-1. Base is loaded. In the dirt. Runners going. And they got her. Play at the plate. Saves another run. And Manheim Central gets out of it by just giving up 1 to Elco. A chance to respond heading to the bottom of the 3rd right here on Blue Ridge 11.
That's a good call, especially because there's been so many strikeouts later in the lineup.
It gets down under the glove of the 3rd baseman, and that worked to perfection. And actually, nobody was covering second there, so the runner could have advanced. But again, I think Manheim Central will be just happy enough to get on. You'll see it again. I think it looked like Deeks was coming up to try and make a quick play, but it goes under her glove.
Those bunts are tricky. Sometimes you try and overthink it a little bit, and then you actually end up, booting the ball a little.
Chance here for Manheim Central to respond. And a nice catch. Are they going to double her off? They do. Wow, line drive. Looked like it was going to be a hit to right field, but the right fielder in Garrison was playing so close to the line. See it again here, Amanda.
That was a great play, and that's so hard as a runner to really notice that and see where those position players are early, especially in that case. That's a hard hit ball. Automatically you think you're going, and then the players are in the wrong spot at the right time.
That's a great way of saying it. Never be there, but maybe that's where the ball tends to go off of the bat from Brian in the circle. Again, a nice easy play for the second baseman, and it's 1-2-3. Elco sits down Manheim Central. He's got that noticeable red helmet up there. Almost hit her. Oh, it did hit her. Okay. So that's one of those as a pitcher, you just got to shake your head because you're ahead in the count, and then all of a sudden you put the runner on.
Looked like her hip closed a little bit early on that one, so I don't think she was trying to go inside necessarily on that pitch, but sometimes the way your body works as a pitcher, it just happens.
So runner on with 1 out in the inning. And another big swing. That sounded like that hit a car.
Definitely did.
Definitely did. We learned our lesson. We don't park our vehicles anywhere near the field around here. Ground ball, shortstop. There's 1, and I think she slipped on the bag there as Pearson was coming across. Fortunately, no one was hurt in that near collision.
Definitely got the out though, which is huge. If you slip on a bag but you can secure the ball still, that's a big win.
Yeah, she was about to throw it there as that foot came across the bag, and then the runner almost took her out. But nonetheless, 2 outs in the inning. Now it's run full here for Hostetter. And she gets the ball across the outside part of the plate. A strikeout to end the inning. More base runners stranded, and it is just 1-0 Elco. Down 1-2 here in the 4th. Ground ball. Fielded nicely by Brian. She throws her out. It's always nice when the pitchers field their position as well.
Definitely.
In today's game. Ground ball back to Brian. Does it twice in a row. And she's having herself quite a game. It stays 1-0 Elco.
You can really work on it. Pitchers aren't going to know what to throw to you. So I think in this sense, it's hard.
Yeah, she's been good, but that one there skies it to short. And it'll be the first time they retire Gabby Smith. That one was up there for days. And finally, Emily Roding was able to haul it in. Might have chased a high one there.
That was a great job of Hostetter attacking the upper part of the zone. I don't think that for Gabby Smith yet they've really gone up there. So
middle of this order. Pops that up. Shortstop again, Roding. Comes away with it. They're really testing her out there, but she's done a nice job. 2 outs. Seemed like they caught her a little off foot there. The foot had come down and then was a little out of sync there to swing.
Yeah, for sure.
The runner is in scoring position in Kenzie Deeks.
Well, this is a tricky batter to be in scoring position for, especially when she's driving the ball.
Pop fly to first, snags it, does Peterson. So Hostetter out of a jam, Lady Barons out of a jam. It's still 1-0 Raiders. Central just needs a runner at this point. Pop fly, oh, that was almost an assist to the right fielder, who is a bit of an all-star here so far today.
Sometimes those are the worst to catch because they have the weirdest spin on it. I know that my infielders would always complain about that when I'd throw a curveball or something, they'd hit it off the end of the bat and they couldn't field it because it was spinning weird. So they are difficult.
So this one goes off the second baseman, who touched it in play and then went out of play. Swinging through, ground ball, second base. Brunot's quick, but not quick enough, as Nell just throws her out. So 5 in the books. We head to the top of the 6th.
The first out is definitely the biggest one to get, so if she can attack this pitch.
There it is. Swinging strikeout for Hostetter. She returns the favor, and that's 8 for her in the ball game.
That's a huge pitch on Hostetter's part. Just like I was saying, if you can get that leadoff runner out, especially this tight in the game when they're up 1-0, that's a really good momentum shift for Manheim Central.
And a strikeout. We've seen a lot of those today as well. 9 in the game for Riley Hostetter, and it's another big one. By the signs. And another strikeout, strikes out the side for Hostetter. Give her 10 in the game. Manheim Central looking to tie things up. Bottom of the 6th on Blue Ridge 11. Third base, scooped up nicely, and a laser across by Deeks. 1 out, and a nice job there to field that cleanly and send it across the diamond.
Great spot by Brian to bring that ball more into the zone and jam her inside.
Fastball right by everyone. Ground ball, Brian not able to field it. We had just talked about a few innings ago where she was fielding her position. That time, Hostetter finds her way on.
Well, like I said earlier, as a pitcher, sometimes, the fielding is the hardest part. You do your job and you get that ground out, and then you get so amped up that you just can't defend it. The third time, it's hard to keep them off balance.
That one's driven way out to right. Base runners are chugging around. The first one around third. They're gonna send Logan. And inside the park, 2-run homer. And just like that, Manheim Central takes the lead on 1 swing. That was the moment they were waiting for, and they finally capitalized.
Logan really bounced back, especially after her last at-bat. Strikeouts are always hard to come back after, so if you're looking for that pitch and you can swing hard, might as well do it, and she did.
Well, and you had said a little bit about where the right fielder was playing. That wouldn't have mattered in that instance because that ball was crushed, but it certainly found a gap out there, and it rolled. And Logan, you probably couldn't see it. She could really move around the base path, too.
She definitely could. She actually almost caught up to...
She did. The courtesy runner in Smith.
Yeah.
In Smith, yeah.
And up and have that extra run to...
Wow, Detz put the charge into that one. Didn't look like she fully swung on that, but here comes Detz. She's moving around. They're going to hold the runner at third. Smart decision there from Coach Richards. She sent the runner the first time as she saw Logan motoring around the base path. By that time, a triple. So back-to-back home run and triple. Look at that. It wasn't even a full swing there.
She got a good piece on it, too. And sometimes, in Brian's case, she throws hard. So if you make contact, it's going to go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because that definitely wasn't the fullest of swings, but it was way out there in the left field. And it does look like a pitching change is going to come for Elco. And it's been 2 runs in and 2 big hits. And gets her with the strikeout. So Gabby Smith able to come in here and shut things down. But 2 big runs for Manheim Central. They take the lead, and all they have to do is get 3 outs for the win.
Her off-speed and her drop ball have the same motion, so that as a batter, that's really hard to pick up when the speeds are different, but the movement's the same.
Ball hit into the air, center field, snags it. Wisniewski's played nice out there, and just a sophomore. She has done a fantastic job in the outfield. 1 out. 2 more away from a Manheim Central win. That's 4 straight runners on to take the lead.
Sometimes coming off of that high when you're out in the field and you come in with some confidence, it definitely helps.
Well, that'll help too. That ball just dropped right into the zone for her 11th strikeout of the game. Nice frame job from Logan as well. And it's 2 outs. And now it will be pitcher on pitcher again since Smith is now in the circle for Elco. Cranks that one, fly ball to left. This could be it. And it is. Manheim Central hands Elco their first loss of the season. And a big come from behind win, 2-1 here at home in Section 3. A chance for Manheim Central to be very proud of themselves. Those last inning or 2, Amanda, as a head coach, you've got to be so happy that your team was able to pull through and get that win.
For sure. It's really easy, as Manheim Central to drop their heads after, multiple strikeouts or just when Brian's really dealing like she did, it's hard to keep your head up and stay in the game. But they did a really good job of staying in those little moments, focusing on where their feet were at rather than getting too ahead of themselves and really just putting the ball in play and making things happen.